Hi, overcomers. I would like to share with you what I have been going through. I am coming here crying, and I believe it to be unfair of me if I didn't. And I find that it would be manipulative as well for me to come here and cry and then go like, yeah, give me my privacy, give me my space. I'd like to go through this alone. Don't ask questions. No, I'm not going to do that. So I want to say thank you to the people reaching out, and I know I have told the people that reach out, and I realize that although the experiences are not the same, but we go through the same things. And with that, life is not about isolation. Nobody lives in isolation, and nothing comes in isolation. And I've seen that through, I think I've posted 2 videos where I am just not okay. And I think the other one on Monday where I was saying things are not getting better. And people have been very supportive. And thank you, especially because we don't know each other. But then I found that sharing your experiences with other people makes things better. And that is what has happened for me. I lost my grandmother on the 16th of July, and she was peacefully laid to rest on the 26th. And I am not coping. I am not coping because this is the first closest person I have lost in my life. I'm 36 years old. Yes, family members have passed away. Family members of close friends have passed away that I know, but the pain is not the same. And I would hear people saying, I cry every day for this person. I cry every day for my mom or parent or child. And I'd be like, cry every day? How do you cry every day? Because in my head, I'm thinking, like, I've got my grandmother's picture here. I'm thinking that if I see her, like I look at a picture, then I'll think of her. Can't you know? It's a pain that will be there. And then people who are living, with grief, they will say it gets better in time. Hence, I said to the previous video, give me the time and date because I am not coping. I would like to give away one of the ways that are helping me cope. I give scriptures. I give devotionals every single morning. I think I've been doing that for a month now. And maybe it will look like I'm just reading. No, I read these series for myself first, and then I read them to you. What I read is from Lamentations, and I love Lamentations. I think it's a book that everybody will say I relate to. And I mean literally everybody, because people have been through grief. And then we think that grief is just for a person. You can grieve a lot of things. We can grieve. Like I used to say, I am grieving for the person I lost in my teenagehood, the person I lost when I was depressed and trying to analyze myself a few times. I missed that. I missed those years where I could have done very beautiful, good things with my life. But depression chose to come. But again, I am so glad that I'm over that. I am so over it. I think I would rather deal with this, focusing on my grandmother, than deal with depression. And I think many of us can attest to the fact that depression is bora. I'm not minimizing the seriousness of it, but bora. I would rather be dealing with this. So I am going to give you the background of Lamentations, because I know it's in the Old Testament and a lot of people don't read it. So, okay, when I say a lot of people don't read it, Kibwaka in my circle, before people come here and say, where have you been? Haven't you heard Smamang preach about it? And I hate that in social media. I hate that. And then I always say, guys, stop saying, I can't believe you didn't know. Because there are things that I can post right now that you don't know about, because we know things that we are interested in. We know things that are beneficial to us. So when I say I know people don't read this a lot, I'm talking about my circle. Please do not come here and ruin my video by trying to make me feel small and invalidating what I'm going through because when you've known the book of Lamentations. Let's not do that. We don't do that on my profile. If you want to do it, I'm going to block you. Thank you. So Lamentations, also the reason I love it is because my dad is very good with the Bible, and it goes with the song ya Rebecca Malopi, yes, ori ulla miyokgo, because I didn't know what miyokgo means. So my dad said to me, miyokgo ke dikeledi, and then tears, and then you can also associate miyokgo with the book of Lamentations, and that's when I was still young. And that's when I started reading Lamentations. So, in the Bible, Lamentations refers to both a book of the Old Testament and a type of deep sorrow or mourning, especially over sin, suffering, or national disaster. The meaning of Lamentations in the Bible, the author is traditionally attributed to the prophet Jeremiah. The context is, it is a poetic expression of grief over the destruction of Jerusalem and the temple by the Babylon in 586 before Christ. The structure of the book contains 5 chapters, mostly written in the form of acrostic poems. Each verse begins with successive letters of the Hebrew alphabet. The tone is raw, honest, sorrow mixed with faith and hope. The theme is God's judgment for sin, suffering of a broken people, repentance and confession, hope in God's mercy, especially in Lamentations 3:22-23, and this is what it says. Okay, this is in the FBV version. I chose this because it's easily simplified. It's very easy to understand. I didn't want to go NIV and KJV. Yes. I didn't want that because I wanted to be as simple as possible, that even if you do not want to go to your Bible, you can still refer to what I am reading. So it says, I am the man who has experienced suffering under the rod of God's anger. He has driven me away, forcing me to walk in darkness instead of the light. In fact, he hits me again and again all day long. He has worn me out. He has broken me in pieces. He has besieged me, surrounding me with bitterness and misery. He has forced me to live in darkness like those long dead. He has built a wall around me so I can't escape. He has bound me with heavy chains. Even when I keep on crying out for help, he refuses to listen to my prayer. He has put stone blocks in my way and sends me down crooked paths. He is a bear that lies in wait for me, a lion in hiding ready to attack. He dragged me from my path and ripped me to pieces, leaving me helpless. He loaded his bow with an arrow and used me as his target. He shot me in my kidneys with his arrows. Now everyone laughs at me, singing songs that mock me all day long. He has filled me with bitterness. He has filled me up with bitter wormwood. He has broken my teeth with grit. He has trampled me in the dust. Peace has been torn away from me. I've forgotten all that's good in life. That's why I say my expectation of a long life is gone. Along with all that I hoped for from the Lord, I'm not going to cry. Don't forget everything I've suffered in my wandering, as bitter as wormwood and poison. I certainly haven't forgotten. I remember it all too well, so I sink into depression. But I still hope when I think about this, the trustworthy love of the Lord never ends, and his compassion has no limit. They are new every morning. Lord, you are completely faithful. The Lord is all I need, I'll tell myself. So I will put my hope in him. The Lord is good to those who trust in him, to anyone who seeks to follow him. It is good to wait quietly for the Lord's salvation. It is good for people to learn patiently, bear discipline while they are still young. They should sit by themselves in silence because it's God who has disciplined them. They should bow low with their faces to the ground, for there may still be hope. They should turn a cheek to someone who wants to slap them. They should take the insult of others. For the Lord won't abandon us forever. Even though he may bring sadness, he shows us mercy because his trustworthy love is so great. For he doesn't willingly hurt people or cause them grief, whether it's mistreating all the prisoners of the land or denying someone their rights as the most high watches, or cheating someone in their legal case. These things the Lord doesn't approve of. Who spoke and it came into existence? Wasn't it the Lord who commanded it? When the Most High speaks, it can be a disaster or a blessing. Why should any human being complain about the results of their sins? We should look at ourselves, examine what we are doing, and return to the Lord. Let's not just hold up our hands to God in heaven, but our minds as well, saying, we are the ones who sinned, we are the ones who rebelled, and you haven't forgiven us. You have wrapped yourself in anger and chased us down, killing without mercy. You have killed without pity. You have wrapped yourself with a cloud that no prayer can penetrate. You have made us waste and refuse to the nations all around. All our enemies open their mouths to criticize us. We are terrified and trapped, devastated, and destroyed. Tears stream from my eyes over the death of my people. My eyes overflow with tears all the time. They won't stop until the Lord looks down from heaven and sees what's going on. What I've seen torments me because of what's happened to all the women in my city. For no reason, my enemies trapped me like a bird. They tried to kill me by tossing me into a pit and throwing stones at me. Water flooded over my head and I thought I was going to die. I called out for you, Lord, from deep inside the pit. You heard me when I prayed. Please don't ignore my cry for help. You came to me when I called you and you told me, do not be afraid. You have taken my case and defended me. You have saved my life. Lord, you have seen the injustices done to me. Please vindicate me. You have observed how vengeful they are and how often they've plotted against me. Lord, you have heard how they've insulted me and what they've plotted against me. How my enemies talk against me and complain about me all the time. Just look, whether they are sitting down and or standing up, they go on making fun of me in their songs. Pay them back as they deserve, Lord, for all they've done. Give them a covering for their minds. May your curse be on them. Chase them down in your anger, Lord, and get rid of them from the earth. It feels so wrong of me to read the last two verses. So that's it. And if you can tell from what I've just read, it's talking about grieving while in hope. So as much as I am so hurt about my grandmother, you know, guys, she's here. Like, I put her here, you know, like even I'm doing a video, like now that I am talking about her and I'm seeing her picture, my heart is being ripped apart. But I also want to say that she was old, and I'm just a bit annoyed that she was already bedridden and she had to pass away from cancer. You know, however, I know that she is in peace because seeing her in the state that she was in, especially the Monday that she okay, I'm back. Especially the time that she was in, when she went into hospital the Monday and then she passed on the Wednesday. I drove from Report because when my parents told me and my dad said, you need to come because now that she's in hospital, she's not going to come home. It's the end, you know. Oh. Okay, I must stop with the crying for now. So also, I think the reason why I'm so hurt is because I've lost the one person that personified loving somebody through their heart. I don't know how many times my parents have kicked me out, and she's been the one to take me, you know. And I was so rebellious. But she'd be like, Keke, my name is so she called me Keke, you know. And my grandmother was so forgiving. Not that I've wronged her, but she was so forgiving. I remember when her neighbors, when they were speaking about her, as much as she was kind, she was also forgiving. And I don't know, I did say in my speech that I have learned the sweetest swear words from my grandmother. I can never use those swear words because they are so deep. That's the one thing that I knew, that if she was angry, I knew that now she's not angry when she starts swearing. And you know, with our grandparents, there are a lot of stuff that we get to subconsciously forgive them for. Like now, at the age where my mom is, I wouldn't expect her to swear the way my grandmother swore, but we give the elderly so much grace because they have so much grace. You know, like we say, we love Jesus because he loved us first. With our grandparents, we love them because they did love us first. And I'm not comparing the love of a human being to the love of Christ. I am just trying to show you that when somebody, gives you something, it's easy for you to reciprocate it. So with our parents, they give us hope. Like my grandmother knew how much I fought with my parents, hence they were kicking me out every second day. And she'd say, mara keke, luena hao mameli, mara keke, kintatao, keke mara ki mao. So saying mao sounds so deep. Sounds like a very deep swear word. And that's the thing with grandparents. I know my grandmother-in-law, she's in Sigi. She is the sweetest. I love her. And I think it's by nature that we love the elderly. I think for some reason we just love the elderly. There's a in your kasi that you all be like, hey, this is our tate mulu, and there's a grandmother and we're like, hey, like we end up calling them mkhonu, and you're thinking, but this person is not even related to you. They're not even Tswana or Sutu, but they are my grandmother. And yes, we give the elderly so much grace, because they went ahead and saw God's grace and experienced the grace of our great Lord. And what did they do? They epitomized that. And they showed us. And about Bible, guys. They love the Bible. They love the Bible so much that even if how you go kerekeng, you'll feel like I go to church enough with my grandmother or my grandfather. That when you go or whether familiar or not, or scripture before they are going to say guys, every night. I was young, and it was when I was older now that okay, I know that's a bit backwards, but just to English so that gets fast, because now you're like so sleepy, and you will pray when she goes to bed. When she's about to sleep, she will say, now we are praying. Can you go when yes, so that is what I am going through. I am mourning. I am grieving the passing of my grandmother. And it is like I say, for me, this is foreign. It's very foreign. Therefore, I am allowing my space. I am awarding my space the time to cry. My 6-year-old son says, Mommy, Magati, we call him Magati, ki Khatebe. Magati, we left her. She is at peace. She is with God. She is with Jesus. And that comforts. So that is it. I think for today, I am just going to